Alright, to factorize a quadratic expression, we're going to use something called the guide number method. And basically what this does is it changes our quadratic into a grouping question. You'll recall that a quadratic has an x squared part, an x part, and a constant part at the end, and that a grouping question has 4 terms. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and split up the 9x here in the middle into 2 things so that we have a grouping question. We're going to have 4 terms altogether, and then we're going to factorize my next line by grouping. Now, in order to do that, my highlighted numbers here, my 2 and my 7, are very important. My first step is to multiply those 2 things together, and 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. Once I get 14, I'm going to get my factors of 14. That's 1 and 14, minus 1 and minus 14, 2 and 7, and minus 2 and minus 7. Now, what you got to try and find out there is from those pairs, which pair of those will add together to give me my plus 9x in the middle. As you can see, it's going to be 2 and 7. So this here is the most important part. Once you have your 2 and your 7 here, what you're going to do is replace your 9x with a 2x plus 7x. So 2x plus 7x will give you 9x. You haven't changed the value of your equation here, you've just changed the way it looks. Your 2x squared at the start is still going to be there, and your plus 7 at the end is still going to be there as well. Right now, you've gone from a quadratic question to a grouping question, and we're just going to follow the steps to factorize this as a grouping question. Now, I'm going to split this down the middle. Highest common factor between 2x squared and 2x is 2x. I'm going to have x plus 1 in my brackets. Highest common factor over here is 7. And 7 by x will give me 7x. 7 times 1 will give me 7. You notice that if I take everything here all together, I have the same thing on both sides, x plus 1. In other words, x plus 1 is the highest common factor. If I take that out, I'm going to have x plus 1. X plus 1 multiplied by 2x will bring me back up here, so I'll put my 2x there. And x plus 1 times 7 will bring me back to this part here. So you'll notice that the x plus 1 at the very end comes from the fact that the x plus 1 is in common between those two, and my 2x plus 7 comes from more or less my leftovers, my 2x plus my 7. You might be asked this as a question starting off at the bottom, so you might be asked to expand your brackets there, in which case you'd just be moving back through your steps here to get up to your quadratic at the very end. So sort of like 2 exam questions in one. Okay, that's factorizing a quadratic expression using the guide number method.